Here we go. And we are live. Hey everybody, welcome into the Flippin Hippos YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. Tonight is Tuesday, August 6th. Before we get into the store, goodness, before we get into the show, I have to tell y'all we are dealing with about 1,533 different technical difficulties. As of today, I noticed it could have been sooner than today, but as of today, the ability to use Hangouts on live YouTube shows was taken away from YouTubers. And in order to go live, we have to use a third-party program at this point. You can't have guests on third-party programs. So we are on a Hangout on a computer that is screen sharing through a third party that is streaming to YouTube to go on the live show. So we've been testing it all day. It looks good on my end. I'm not seeing too much of a delay, not much more than normal. So as long as we don't start getting horrible feedback from the volume and the delay doesn't get too bad, we're just going to go on with the show. If things get really bad, if we start getting horrible feedback or something weird happens, we'll cut the show short and Colleen can come back at another time. That said, let's just get in and see who's here. Sydney, hi. Robert's here. Dottie, hi. She Sells Resell, which is Deb and Mel collectively. Somebody, I'll actually get our photo and our avatar. Yes, you guys are pretty ladies. You should have your photo up. Absolutely. Zombie needs a good zombie. Yes, Colleen is correct. This is her second time on my show. She's been interviewed here before. And she's also been on Katie and Vicky's channel, something I haven't been yet. Technical difficulties. Jamie's heading home. I see Pete Gaither, and I almost called him Peter Griffin. That should tell you what kind of a day I've been having. Hey Cheryl, welcome into your first live show. Thank you for joining us. Laura's here. Etta, Dawn, David and Bill are here. The cherry picker is here. Yeah, it is a lot. We have about 5 things going on at one time to bring this live show to you, running in the background. Keith's on standby over here, just off camera, to make sure things go smoothly. Before I tell Colleen to say hi to you guys, I do want to, for the newcomers and the new subscribers, welcome you in. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't seen Hangin with the Hippos yet, I'm going to ask my guest 10 questions that are serious and business related about her reselling business. Then I get to ask her 10 fun trivia questions and 10 this or that nonsense questions. Each of those rounds has a bonus question from Keith so he can participate off camera. And then she has 5 questions she gets to ask me at the end, and then we open up the floor to you guys. So we always just ask during these live shows specifically to hold your questions to the end. We open the floor up for you guys at that point, and that way we can get through the interview process. Colleen, say hi.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you the first question. It's the same for everybody. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been reselling. How did you get started? Are you full-time, etc.?
My name is Colleen. I live in Pennsylvania, about 4 or 5 hours away from Star. So we've never visited each other's hometowns yet. I've been reselling probably for like 17 plus years. I started on eBay probably in the late 90s, like 1998, when I was accepting money orders. I used to have to wait for the money orders to come before I shipped the items, so the turnaround time was like 10 days for the money order to come, 10 days for it to ship. Shipping was crazy. And I started by selling an old high school book bag that I found in my attic. It was an LL Bean book bag. I sold it for $26, and I thought it was junk and garbage, so I was pretty excited that I was going to be able to make money selling stuff from around my house. So that's
Talk a little bit louder, Colleen. I'm getting a lot of comments that folks can't hear you very well.
Okay, how about now?
I can hear it, but it's like a drive-in movie. All right, we're doing your best, folks. We're doing our best. We have a lot going on here. All right, start talking again. We'll see what happens. Somebody also said, Keith, if you press F11, that'll go full screen.
Okay. Can you hear me better?
Can you guys hear her better at this point?
I have both of my volumes turned up the same now.
Please trust me. It's not that I never believe people when they say they can't hear. It's just usually I got half and half that can't hear and half complaining that it's too loud. She may be hard to hear. She talks quiet normally.
Okay.
All right, talk really loud
Okay.
into your microphone. There you go.
So, do I have to repeat the whole thing?
You can start over if you want, or just pick up where you were.
Okay, so I said my name is Colleen, I live in Pennsylvania, and I started by selling things around my house in the late 90s. I sold old high school book bags and found out I could make money doing them, and so I started by selling things that I found in my parents' attic when I was living at home, back when they were money orders. I've been reselling for 17 plus years on eBay. And I went to eBay Open last year, and when I came back, I decided to leave my full-time teaching job that I had for over 15 years, and I left at the last day of September last year, so October 1st of last year, I went full-time eBay.
Oh, excuse me. All right, so I hope you guys could hear her well enough. If not, you're going to have to bear with us. Maybe you should just turn your volume up max just for this show because we have so much else going on. I'm not really inclined to want to close this out early and have to redo it. I plan my day around these. So if we can make it happen, let's make it happen. Number 2. Now I'm yelling. They can't hear Colleen. I'm going to yell. Number 2. What platforms do you sell on, and which is your favorite, and which one do you not like the best, and why?
I sell on eBay, Mercari, and Poshmark, and I love eBay the most, and I do not like Poshmark because of all the sharing that you have to do.
Fair enough. What item or category do you sell the most of?
I sell the most clothing and shoes.
And what's your favorite item to sell and your least favorite item to sell?
My favorite item to sell is probably shoes. They're easiest to take pictures of. And my least favorite item to sell would be electronics because I hate having to test them. I don't really know how to test them. So I try to stay away from them even though I know there's a lot of money in them.
Your favorite place to source?
My local flea market or church rummage sales.
You know, we do not even have a flea market here.
You have to have one. You have to look around.
No, we used to. When Keith was little, he says he remembers going with his grandparents, but we haven't found one. We'd have to go into Ohio.
Oh my god.
Your dogs are no more annoying than anything else that has ever happened on this show, so don't worry about it. Once I knocked the camera down and they were staring at the ceiling while I was yelling, amateur hour!
Oh my god. I need a 2-second timeout because they're really being bad. Hold on.
Okay, that's fine. While she goes to give her dogs a 2-second timeout, I'll let you guys know that Colleen has 2 brand new baby puppies. I think she's only had them for like 2 months. She got them right before we all went to eBay Open. They are babies. They're still being trained. I live in Pittsburgh, a very large city, which is very surprising that we don't have flea markets in our general area, but Keith and I have looked. We have pop-ups. Let me rephrase that. We have pop-up flea markets that show up here and there and again. And then we have permanent church flea markets, but the only things people sell there are the tablefuls of the hand soaps and shampoos and conditioners and toothpaste and toothbrush. Like, you could tell who the extreme couponers are when they come to the flea markets and set up. But as far as like a true flea market, like what I saw in Florida when Colleen and Sydney and I went down to visit Casey last year, a true flea market like that, we don't have one of those where it's like a dedicated piece of land with a flea market where everybody comes every weekend and there's food and all that. We don't have those. We have these little pop-up ones and the church ones. They also call them boot sales where they sell their trunk. But I mean, legitimately, all those people are selling is stuff I can get at Walmart. Yeah, we're surprised too. There used to be a big flea market here, allegedly. Yeah, Keith's talking in the chat now too. I've heard stories about it. I've talked to his grandparents about it, but no, there's a lot of things that are very surprising about living in Pittsburgh that a lot of other resellers don't believe. I guess you all have to come visit me to find out the truth, but we really don't have anything other than mall brands in our Goodwills, except for the rare find. You'd be surprised at how hard it is to find electronics and phones here. We don't have flea markets. I think it's because Pittsburgh is a big town, but it's based around like 3 big sports teams and some factories. So we have a lot of blue collar workers here, and we find the kinds of items that they're getting rid of. There's a couple of affluent neighborhoods where like doctors and dentists live, but they don't really do flea markets or yard sales. We try to hit the Goodwills up near those affluent neighborhoods, hoping those people have donated, and those are the rare times where we find the really nice stuff. We just make do with what we have. I can't say if she's back yet or not. Okay, she's back. I'll wrap it up real quick, but I did want to go into that real quick just to let you guys know, kind of, even if you live in a really crappy area to source, you can make a business out of it. You can do a 99-cent day volume-based business. If you put the work in and the dedication and you're willing to make do with what you have in your area, you can make anything work. Do I wish I lived where I could find Prada and Zara and Robert Graham all the time? Yeah. Do I wish I could find 10 phones a day? Yeah. But, until we build up to where we can move, it's not going to happen. But our population is only 300,000. Wow, I thought we were way bigger than that. That's really weird. Okay, so Colleen, we were on, you said your favorite place to source. That's how we got on flea markets.
And church rummage sales.
And church rummage sales. So, number 6 is, what is your favorite task or job about reselling, and then your least favorite?
My favorite is sourcing, shopping. My least favorite is carrying everything that I bought into the house and organizing it, but also listing, like, pants. I hate listing pants. I know you love it, but I hate it.
Your least favorite is listing pants over shipping. Share a bolo with us.
Well, I guess I sell a lot of coats. I got this one coat at the Goodwill. It was half off day, so it was about $7, and I just sold it for a couple $100, and it was called HERNO, which is like Herno or Herno, Laminar, and it was a coat that I sold. So that sold for a couple $100. Also, like triple fat goose down coats. They're like vintage, really big, warm, like Canadian made coats. They sell for like over $100, and you can get them at the Goodwill for like $7 or $8.
Wow. Sydney also hates listing pants. I seem to remember that from her interview on here. Something about pants just soothes. I know you know this, Colleen. It soothes my OCD somehow, because it's like the same thing over and over.
Yeah,
the routine.
The waist, the inseam, the rise, the hips. I just don't like all that.
Share a no-lo with us. And if you don't know what a no-lo is, guys, it's simply the opposite of a bolo. It's something you should never pick up or source.
I'm gonna say LuLaRoe now. I used to buy a lot of LuLaRoe, and it just hasn't been moving, and I still have a lot left in my store. Even if it's like $1 or $2, I at the flea market this week, some lady had every single thing, dresses, leggings, everything, dresses, like those long cardigans, all brand new with tags. And she was selling everything for $5 a piece, and like I didn't even go look at it because it just doesn't seem to sell for me anymore. And we had a Gymboree go out of business because I do sell children's clothing too, and I thought like I'll buy all this Gymboree stuff. I waited till it went like 80 or 90% off, so it was only like $1 a piece. But I still, like 2 years later, have some of their shorts, like the kids' shorts, that I'm still selling for like $8 a piece. So that didn't turn out to be a good investment either.
So, what kind of microphone are you using?
I don't have a microphone.
So you're talking into your laptop?
Yeah.
Is there a button on Hangouts that you could turn it up maybe? I will give $1 million to somebody the day I have a show somebody doesn't complain about cha-chings, sound too low or sound too high. It's every week and it's all of the above. And I feel like I sound snotty about it nowadays, but it's like, I don't know what to do. Half the people can't hear, half the people say I'm too loud. Alright, so no Gymboree clothes or no kids clothes you're saying for Nolo?
No, I do sell really good kids' clothes. No Gymboree clothes and no LuLaRoe.
Do you sell your kids' clothes on eBay?
Yeah.
We send ours away. LuLaRoe, huh?
I'm buying like designer, boutique, smocked kids' clothes. Or vintage kids' clothes.
Yeah, we still send them away.
Oh, where are you sending them away to?
I'm not going to say on live show. It's our secret. If I told you, then everybody would send clothes there and we wouldn't make as much money consigning with them.
Oh.
But
that's all.
We source kids' clothes, like designer, higher end stuff, and we have a specific size box they want us to fill. And we wash and dry it all and make sure it's folded nice, and then we fill up the box and we send it to them, and they take all the photos and take care of selling it and everything, and we make probably roughly about 90% of every sale, right, Keith? He's nodding his head like this. So I guess it's 75 to 90 depending on the brand or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and people ask me all the time where I send it to, and it's just one of those very few things that I'm not going to give away, just because if everybody started sending it there,
yeah,
it wouldn't be a viable extra stream of income for us anymore.
We can't give away all our secrets.
Exactly. I did want to mention something about LuLaRoe though, because there seems to be two schools of thought for it. There's yours, and then there's ours. I just shipped one out today that I paid $1 for. It was used. It sold for like $14, I think. I don't know. I still source it if it's $1. And in fact, I had a conversation with, of all people, my attorney in my workers' comp case. She's like 6 foot tall and very thin, and she says it's very hard for her to find clothes that fit her. And there's a specific design of tunic and a specific design of skirt in LuLaRoe that she loves because she feels like it fits her body type the best. And she goes on eBay and Poshmark specifically looking for those, and she'll pay top dollar for them because she likes them. So there's like an exception to every Nolo. Like there's somebody out there looking for everything. Somebody out there wore something, bought something, had something that fit them really great that they'll still look for to buy today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So, all right, number 9 is my favorite question to ask, but it's a little bit of a long-winded question.
Okay.
So, this is my favorite one of all time. We all heard the adage growing up from our parents to do as I say and not as I do. And I know that all of us resellers, we either do something that we would advise others not to do, or there's something that we don't do that we tell other people they should be doing. So, what is yours?
I make this mistake over and over and over and over again because when I'm sourcing, I get so excited, especially when it's like a super crowded place where there's like hundreds of people running for the same stuff, and I am like trying to grab as much as I can, which happens often. Usually when I'm like getting into I'm 30 deep in the line and like I'm running into the store to try to grab as much as I can. I constantly still buy things that have stains or damaged, have a broken zipper, have a hole in them, are frayed at the bottom when they're not supposed to be, because I don't afterwards take time to go and check them because I just don't have that kind of time. So, for example, we had a Goodwill $1 sale at all of our Goodwills, and every single thing in the store was $1. So I was in line, but I was like 20th. And so then I waited, after I shopped, I waited 45 minutes in line. But then there's 2 other Goodwills I had to get to. So I didn't have time to like sit on the side and look at every single thing. It was just like for the $1, just like grab them and go. And then I might get home and find stains on them and be like, oh, well, I lost that money.
It's actually funny that you should bring that up because just last night in my What Sold video, I showed a lot of 2 pairs of Lucky jeans I sold together for like $18-19 for both pairs, and I did manage to get them rolled together in one padded flat because I got them home and the crotches were blown out. They had like these huge holes, and I actually talked about that in my What Sold video, that I'm still guilty of that, and it's because it's 99-cent day and we're trying to buy so much and stock up, and I get so excited and everything's $1 and I'm trying to beat everybody else and get everything. And then at the end, you have 75 items in your cart, and you're like, oh my God, I'm not going to sit here and go through 75 items. I'll just pay $1 for everything and go home. And I still find mistakes, but I still try to sell them if I can to make at least our money back. Like the 2 pairs of jeans, I listed them for DIY and crafts, and I did get like $18-19 for both pair back. And we only paid, $1.98 for the 2, so.
Yeah, another thing though, for like especially new people, I thought in the beginning that I was going to be able to find everything and know where it is without having to use the custom label box or the SKU. And so in the beginning, I have like 2 cabinets of like clothes that I would just throw them in, and then I would just dig through and find them, and it was taking so much time. So now everything is like labeled, organized, and SKU'd, but sometimes something comes up without a SKU because it's really, really old and it's sold, and then I can't find it. So I think you should like stay organized from the very beginning, because once you get like too far deep into it and you have 1,000 items or 2,000 items, it's so hard to go find your stuff.
Absolutely, we made that mistake too.
Yeah.
I had to take a month off of listing last year to redo all of our inventory.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at number 10. Might tie into something you've already just said, but your best piece of advice that you can give to resellers, whether they're new or seasoned.
Well, definitely organizing with the SKU from the start. But what was the other thing I thought of? In the beginning, I just thought this was before like first class was based on weight. I would just put like 1 ounce in, because it was definitely going to be first class, so I didn't have the exact weights in for all of my listings. I just put like 1 ounce for first class, and then if it was priority, because I knew it was going to go on a priority padded flat rate, I just put like 1 pound or 1.1 pounds or whatever. So then it turns out that now I'm doing international shipping, and when I started doing my own international shipping, and not like, because I do my own international shipping and the GPS, the global or the GSP, the global shipping program, but more so my own shipping. I need to have like all of the weights for everything in all of the listings, and tons of them didn't have it. So I had to go back and redo all of that.
Yeah, or you're doing it at shipping time, and if you're doing any kind of volume, that can eat up a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
So something we do when we're taking our photos of items, when we're done photographing the item, we put it in whatever package it's going to ship in, whether it's a poly or a padded flat, and then we lay it on the scale with the location tag and take a photo. That picture never goes in our listing, but it will be seen when we upload the photos, and we know that that pair of jeans weighed 1 pound 3 ounces, and it's an M5 or whatever, and that seems to help us, and then we can put the weight in and the location right there. The only exception is hard goods, because you never know, because like some stuff that weighs way too much, we give them the secondary option of like parcel or UPS or something that's going to be cheaper that they might pick. So we don't like prepackage any of those, but clothes for sure. Hey, Casey's here.
Hi, Casey.
He's been listening in his car. I just got off the, well, actually, I think you were coming into the Hangouts when Keith and I were getting off the phone with him and got to say hi.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of the serious questions. So now we're going to do some fun trivia.
Oh, I can't wait.
Now,
Okay.
I do try to cater my trivia to the person who's the guest and their personality and their likes. Keith does not. And I did tell him that you specifically asked us not to ask you any Marvel or nerd questions. And he said, too bad. So he asked you his bonus.
Come on, I don't know the answers. I never saw any of those movies.
He's dying laughing. He said that he gave you 2 really easy questions that anyone that's not even a nerd should know.
Alright, well, we'll see.
But I fussed at him. I'm like, I can show you the text message. She doesn't want your nerd questions. And he's like, it's no fun if I can't be a nerd. You can just tell her I said no. He was sassy, Keith. All right. We always start easy. What's the capital of Pennsylvania?
Harrisburg.
Do you know where Zara is headquartered?
Spain.
Wow. Okay, you knew that. I didn't think you'd know that. You knew that.
I lived in Spain. My very first, I studied in Spain because I used to be a Spanish teacher, and so I shopped at Zara when I lived there.
Do you know the municipality's name in Spain where it's headquartered?
Madrid.
No, I don't even know if I know how to pronounce it. Arteco?
I don't even know what you're saying.
It's Arteixo.
Oh, no, I did not know that.
How do you pronounce that?
I have no idea.
All right. So I was Googling for a question for you, and I found many different stories and variations about the invention of ice cream, where and when, and none of the stories can be proven, and no one can come to an agreement, a conclusive agreement of where. But it is actually officially documented when ice cream first appeared in America. Do you know when that was?
I knew you were going to ask me ice cream questions.
Because it's your favorite thing.
I know. Maybe the 1950s?
No, it actually appeared in the first half of the 18th century.
Wow.
In the American colonies, and the first known instance was in Maryland in 1744 when Governor Thomas Bladen put it out on his dessert table.
I'm sure it didn't taste as good as it does today.
It was strawberries and cream, and everybody raved about it from what I read. So, but it sounded like it was just like shaved ice, like a slushie they put milk in, so you're probably right. All right, so now you ready for this?
Yes.
Top 10 ice cream brands in America. Not like a store you go to for ice cream, but the kind you can buy at the grocery store.
Okay. Ben and Jerry's.
Yep.
I have to come up with 10?
Yep. You guys that are watching in the chat can play along. You can throw your answers up. She can look over there and cheat if she wants to.
I closed out my chat so that I wasn't echoing or anything, so I can't see it. But anyway, Ben and Jerry's, Haagen-Dazs, Hershey's.
Hershey's is not.
Edie's, E-D-Y-S.
Yep, that's number 1.
Greens.
No.
Friendly's, Turkey Hill.
Turkey Hill, yep.
Blue Ribbon.
No. Keith's laughing.
Good Humor.
No. There's 2 others with the name Blue in it.
Blue Bonnet.
Yeah. No. That's butter.
Yeah.
That's butter.
So maybe butter makes ice cream. I don't know. Blue.
There's also 2 that are meant to be low-cal.
Breyers.
Breyers is on here, yeah.
Low-cal. How about Halo?
No.
Talenti.
No. Somebody in the chat gave you both your blues. You don't have it up, so I will cheat for you. It's not Blue Balls, Jody. But Blue Bell and Blue Bunny are correct.
Oh, Blue Bunny. I never heard of Blue Bell, though.
And then there's 2 that are low-cal, meant for people watching their weight. And there's 1 that I would call a hipster brand. And I'm probably going to get some flack for that.
Hipster brand.
She's thinking. Well, one has the word skinny in it.
Skinny cow.
Skinny cow. And the most famous place for making food for people watching their weight.
Weight Watchers.
Yep. You get an ice cream, and you get an ice cream.
Well, for the record, the Weight Watchers stuff tastes disgusting.
It does, but the skinny cow stuff is really
Skinny cow
good.
is good. It is good.
I like their sandwiches. The
Yes.
cookie.
Yes. I had Cold Stone Creamery today.
We had that too. Like right before I went to Vegas, we took the boy. Trader Joe's is the last one. I'm just gonna give it to you.
Oh.
And anyone wants to give me flack for calling that place a hipster
We don't
place.
have any Trader Joe's here.
See, Turkey Hill, I think, is PA, or at least this region specific.
Yeah.
I used to go to Turkey Hill all the time when I lived out by you.
Oh.
Okay, now we're going to name the top 10 popular flavors of ice cream in America. Y'all can help out in the chat and cheat if you'd like.
All right, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yes.
Chocolate.
Yep.
Vanilla.
Yep.
Strawberry.
No. Yes.
Cookies and cream.
Yes.
Chocolate chip cookie dough.
Yes.
Raspberry.
No.
Praline and caramel.
Nope.
Butter pecan.
Yes.
Moose tracks.
Yes, that is on there. That's one of my favorites. I love Moose Tracks.
Cotton candy.
Nope. Someone in the chat gave you one mint chocolate chip.
Ooh, I love that.
We got 2 left. You said chocolate chip cookie dough.
Regular chocolate chip.
No.
Cookie dough?
Yeah, regular cookie dough. Butter pecan, yep. I like coffee flavor too. In the chat, they're talking about coffee flavor. You got one more.
Blueberry?
No, it's all American.
Oh,
I guess it's not. Maybe he was French. But you always see this at kids' birthday parties.
Cotton candy.
No.
Sherbet.
Neapolitan.
Oh.
Because it has
Well,
all 3.
Chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry already, and that's what Neapolitan is.
Yes, but Neapolitan specifically.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Rockstar Flipper, Casey guessed Rocky Road. Jody did say strawberry vanilla chocolate blend. Yep, Neapolitan. Rocky Road's good too.
Yeah.
That was my favorite when I was a kid, but now I like Moose Tracks. I just like to say Moose Tracks. All right, number 6. Are there any no-kill shelters in Scranton, PA?
Yes, there are.
I found 12.
Mm-hmm.
Are there more than that?
Probably not more than 12 in Scranton.
Yeah, I Googled it, I mapped it near you, and then I counted them, but I was excited. There's a lot.
Yep.
What is the number 1 way that no-kill shelters make their money?
Donations.
Absolutely. I'm going to read you this little blurb because I like to learn as we do trivia. It's donations is the number 1 way, but some of them can receive funding from the government. The amount of funding a shelter receives will directly impact the number of animals that a shelter can take in. So if they have less funding, they take in less animals. So if you guys in the chat, Colleen, I know you share a lot of stuff about the no-kill shelters on your Facebook. If you guys want to donate to something and you're really all about animals, donate there. You guys know that Casey does fundraiser for shelters and stuff. Because the more money they have, the more animals they can take in and the less that are being sent to the kill shelters. Mm-hmm. I feel like Bob Barker. Remember he used to do that little blurb at the end of Price is Right about the pets?
Yes, have your pet spayed or neutered.
Yes. All right, so number 8. Can you tell me what popular mockumentary was filmed in Scranton?
Can you see my dog? Here's one of them.
Hi! Oh, you're so
Got
cute.
her from a rescue. I have her sister too. She's scared to be on TV. She looks scared.
She's so cute.
But they were in a terrible situation, and the rescue saved them, and then I saved them.
Oh, yeah. When you went to go take care of them, I told everyone you just got 2 new puppies. They look identical. They both look just like her.
This is Bella. Say hi, Belle. Say hi to everybody on YouTube.
Say hi, Belle.
If Sadie comes in, I'll show you her.
They're so cute.
Oh, there's so much trouble.
I know.
Today they ate the cover off of the grill. Yesterday they ate the tubing off of the air conditioning unit.
And last week they got into the mud.
Yes. That was the biggest disaster of all.
All the mud. And then they were sleeping so tired from playing in the mud, like you weren't worn out from cleaning.
Yeah.
They're cute. Okay, so your sixth question was, not sixth question, your eighth question. Can you name the popular mockumentary that was filmed in Scranton?
What's a mockumentary? A fake documentary?
Yes.
The Office?
Yes, yay, you got it. That's a great show.
If you said the TV show, I would have known. It's Dunder Mifflin Paper Company. And they have all different things from around here, like our radio station bumper stickers, and they show places like our bars and restaurants around here, and they have the Welcome to Pennsylvania or Welcome to Scranton sign, so pretty cool. And when the show ended, they had everybody come here, and they did a huge thing with a parade and everything.
Excuse me, that's awesome. I never got into the show until recently. I never liked it when it was on. And in fact, I tried to watch it 3 or 4 times in my life, and I was always bored. But then Justin, RVA Flips, some of you know him, and my friend Lance, they are crazy about The Office, and they kept telling me, just give it another chance, just at least get through the first season, because then it starts to get good. So I would run it in the background while I was sharing Posh or taking photos, and I actually ended up really liking it, and I may go back and run it a second time.
Yeah.
Hey, there's more people popping in. Hey to everybody joining us. Thank you for coming. We have one more question. No, we have 2 more in the bonus question in the trivia. And I will learn how to count before the next one of these. Alright, so number 9. Can you translate I am an entrepreneur into Spanish for us?
I don't know the word for entrepreneur. I could say I am
Self-employed?
I am a seller on eBay. Soy una vendedora en eBay.
That's so cool. And number 10 is another translation. Can you translate I make money online into Spanish?
Sí. Hago dinero en la computadora.
That's so cool. I grew up in Arizona, so at one point in my life I did know Spanish. But, if you don't use something, at least for me, it goes away. All right, Keith's bonus question.
Mm-hmm.
Who voiced Darth Vader?
Oh my god, I have no idea. I never saw a movie with Darth Vader in it in my whole life.
He also voiced Mufasa. He's hanging his head in shame for you.
I didn't see The Lion King yet.
Well, he voiced him in the original as well. Keith, say hi.
I don't know.
Keith will never talk on camera.
0 score for the nerd question.
Robert says, give me El Dinero. I like that, too. It is
Dinero.
James Earl Jones. Danny is correct.
James Earl Jones.
Simba. Luke, I am your father. Alright, nerd time ever. We're going to get into this or that.
Okay.
We're going to leave the screen up. Once we get started, we're just going to leave the screen up on you instead of flipping back and forth, because the rules for the this or that are you have to pick one or the other. You can't say both or neither. And I like you to go with your first gut instinct, so we go as fast as we can through them.
Okay, wait 1 second.
Am I a nerd if I know this? I mean...
Here's my other one.
Oh, there's Sadie.
Sadie's here.
Hi, Sadie!
Say hi.
They're so cute. What kind of dogs are they?
Well, they told me they were American Staffordshire Terriers, but the vet thinks they have a lab in them.
I was going to say, they look kind of labby.
You might have that in them. Yeah.
Hi, Sadie.
Say hi. Say hi. Oh, Belle's crying because she's not getting attention. I'm right here.
Aw.
I'm ready for this or that.
Okay. Someone asked if they're a nerd if they know about James Earl Jones, and I was gonna say, yeah, most people in general know that he voiced Darth Vader.
No, I just don't watch any of those kind of movies. I don't watch horror or whatever those are called.
How are we friends?
eBay.
Stark Raven Wild says I want him to do the voice. I want Samuel L. Jackson on my answering machine and on my GPS, so when I miss my turn, he can swear at me. Yo dog, what up? Welcome in. All right, put her back on, and we're gonna go. We're gonna go fast like an auctioneer. You ready? Salvation Army or Goodwill?
Salvation Army.
Flea market or yard sale?
Flea market.
Sell clothes or hard goods?
Clothes.
Posh or eBay?
eBay.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Ice cream cone or sundae?
Ice cream cone.
DQ or Baskin Robbins?
DQ. We
Puppies?
don't have Baskin Robbins here.
Puppies or dogs?
Puppies.
Florida or Vegas?
Oh, Florida.
Christmas or Halloween?
Christmas.
And Keith's bonus, Team Captain America or Team Iron Man?
I don't know who either of those people are. Neither. Team Captain.
No, pick the other one.
Team Iron Man.
He's laughing so hard.
I never saw those shows. Like, I never did before.
You want to pick Iron Man?
Okay.
I like the actor that plays him. All right, so now we're getting towards the end. This is when we'll open up the floor. If you guys have questions, you can start putting them in the chat now. We will address them. You can ask Colleen anything you want, and me. I wouldn't ask Keith anything because he won't answer. Jody put up her answers. I'll read through those real quick. She picked Salvation Army, yard sale, Posh, vanilla, a Sunday, DQ, puppies, Florida, Christmas, and none. Not an acceptable answer.
When do I ask you your questions? Now?
Yeah, you'll start asking those while they put their questions in the chat.
Oh.
So I'm ready.
Okay. What is the first concert you ever attended?
I'm trying to remember which one it was first. It was Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers.
That's so great.
I was a kid. It was the 80s, like with my parents.
Mine was Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli? Didn't they lip sync?
Yeah. What is your all-time favorite movie?
That's like asking me to pick a favorite kid.
Yep.
Can you give me a genre?
Those movies you watch.
The horror ones?
No, not horror. The other ones. Whatever those Captain America ones are called.
So my favorite Marvel movie?
Yeah, Marvel.
I'd have to say the last one, Endgame. Broke my heart, but it was great. Out of all the 22 Marvel movies, that's my favorite. Overall, probably Reservoir Dogs. Horror would be the original Halloween.
Yep, don't know what any of those are. Okay, if you were stranded on a desert island, what is the one thing you would bring with you?
My first instinct is to say my phone, but it's not going to work out there, is it? I guess books.
Okay. If you won $100 million, what would you do with it?
$100 million. All right, my answer is going to be very simple. It's about what we were talking about last night with Sid and Holly. I'm going to buy that haunted mansion that's up the road from you in Scranton, and we're going to renovate half of it into a haunted museum, and the other half we're going to renovate into apartments, and I'm going to move all my reseller friends there, and we'll convert the basement into one giant eBay storage space for all of us, and we'll run the museum on the other side. And for those of you that are like, what the heck and how, there's this huge, 10-room mansion with, 5 floors and widow walks. It was 4 floors, including the basement. There's this huge house down the road from Colleen. From the outside, it's, black, and it looks like a haunted house from a movie, and allegedly it's haunted, and people think it's ugly, so it's up for only, 1.5 mil. And we were all saying we want to buy it and move in together. That's what I would do.
Okay.
See, Sydney even said we would buy the mansion. We'd have our own reality resellers TV show and everything.
Yeah. It'll be like the Real World Reseller Edition.
Yes.
That would be quite a show. Casey would have to be involved.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
My last question is, how do you say hippopotamus in Spanish?
No hablo español.
Hippopotamo.
Hippopotamo? I'm writing that down.
Hippopotamo.
Hippopotamo?
The H is silent.
Because I know how to say gato and perro.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Only 1.5. Yeah, but this is like a mansion. This is like one of those houses that would normally go for like twice that. She sells resale. People think it's ugly and it's haunted, so it goes for less.
It's ornate.
Oh, it was only 200,000. What the hell are we doing? Why didn't somebody buy it already?
227,000, I think.
Why hasn't somebody bought it?
Well, I said that's probably why, because it's probably haunted.
Yeah, and you make a haunted mansion museum out of half of it, charge $40 a ticket, and we do a reseller reality show on the other side where all the girls fight with Keith and Casey and throw our shoes at them.
I'm going to see if I can pull it up. Here it is. 227,000. It is 6,000 square feet, 9 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms. Here's a picture of it. How do I show this? Can you see?
Yeah. Oh, look at that. I want that house so bad. Look at the tree out front. It's even got a black tree out front.
We have a lot of houses that look like this. You could have it. Nobody wants it.
We should ask them to disclose if anyone was murdered there. They'd have to lower the price.
I don't think anybody was. I would probably know about that.
Jody says, how is it so cheap with 10 bedrooms and 5 floors? What's going on here?
Well, our cost of living is not that high here compared to like other places. But somebody would have to like redo the whole thing unless they wanted to leave. You know.
I would. Oh my god! I want that house. I want it as it is. It's beautiful. Pennsylvania is scary enough already. True dat. We're one of the first colonies. Harrisburg was the first capital, so there's a lot of history in this state. A lot of haunted. Hit my hand. A lot of haunted stuff. Colleen and Sydney and I and Keith and Casey and his fiancée. Caitlin last year went down to St. Petersburg, Florida, which is another historical city. There's like a castle there that the Spanish used to guard the city with. They would shoot people out in the ocean. There were so many graveyards. And they literally said that there were so many people buried in St. Augustine that what you were looking at when you were looking at the graveyard with the fence was where the rich people went because it was a graveyard. But they said so many people were buried in pauper graves that you actually literally couldn't put your foot down on any ground in the entire town without stepping on a dead body.
That's why there was ghosts where we lived.
Yes. Keith's laughing at me. I love this stuff though, man. I can't wait. We're almost to Halloween. So if you guys have any questions for Colleen or I, whether it's reselling related or not, Poshmark, eBay, sourcing, plush, shoes, why did I dye my hair, whatever you guys want to ask, we'll answer. We're going to be around for about 10 more minutes chatting up. If you guys want to throw your questions in there. Gettysburg, yeah, is a very good paranormal destination. And it's also really great to go to when they do the reenactments. I used to live out that side of PA. Watching the people do the reenactments, they were amazing. They like really get into character. They have great costumes. Paranormal Investigations by eBayers. That sounds good. I should actually start like a series on my channel for paranormal stuff. I really should, because I would get a kick out of doing it. I don't know how many people would be interested in that, because there is a lot of places just around me that are haunted. And in this state, there's actually a whole city. Colleen, tell me if you've heard about this city. It's out towards you. The whole underneath the city's on fire, and nobody can live there.
No, I don't know. I never heard of that.
Keith probably knows what I'm talking about, but he won't talk. There's like a whole city. It's out near an amusement park. Help me out here. It's not kidding. It's out near Knoebels.
Elysburg is where Knoebels is.
It's like north of that. It's a whole city that is a ghost town now. Nobody lives there because underneath the ground is literally on fire and everything's too hot to walk on.
No, I never heard of that.
Jody wants to know why you don't have a why you don't have a YouTube channel, and wants to know if it's because your microphone sucks. That's funny. Actually, we've been trying to get Colleen to get on YouTube since St. Augustine. We all went live there from the B&B we were in. She was really fantastic on the live show there. She's been a guest. I think you just don't have time. You're busy.
I'm camera shy.
She's camera shy, but she's also running a 6-figure gross by herself pretty much. Do you have help? Let's ask you that. Do you have any help?
I have like a part-time lister and a photographer that takes most of my clothing pictures.
So between yourself, your photographer, and your lister, how many items a week do you get listed?
Probably like 1 to 200.
So you have time for a YouTube?
No, because I want to cross-post my stuff to different. I want to cross-post more stuff to Poshmark and more stuff to Etsy. Oh, I forgot to tell you I have an Etsy store. I only have 5 items in it so far.
You still have time because between Keith and I do 100 a week on my own. Now, I do cheat and pay my kids sometimes for photographs, but when he's with his dad during the school year, I do like 20 times 5 is roughly 100 a week, maybe a little more by myself, plus a YouTube video every day, plus cross-posting to Posh. I think you source more than I do, though.
Yeah, I do a lot, like every day.
Well, you travel a lot. You go to all the different flea markets and stuff. I can only go when Keith can go with me because I can't lift anything.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, 1 second.
Okay.
I stole something. eBay.
I'm going to 200 new listings. Yeah, well, I think I do 100 and Keith does 60 to 80, depending on what else we have going on. But he still works outside of the house. So I would say on a good week, we have 200 new listings going up on eBay. And on a bad week, between the two of us, 100. And by a bad week, I mean he's super busy outside of his other job. And sometimes I don't have as much time to list on eBay if I'm focusing on Poshmark or YouTube. And it's a really hard balance to find because if you don't list enough on eBay, excuse me, that's reminding me to do my auctions. If you don't list enough on eBay, you'll definitely see your sales tank. If you don't share enough on Poshmark, you'll see your sales tank. If you don't list enough videos on YouTube, you'll see your ad revenue tank. Everything that's related to this business, whether it's reselling or social media or YouTube, you definitely see more reward for the more work you put in. So the more you do, the more reward you have. The less you do, the less you have. So it's all about finding a balance. Dottie Johnson wants to know a process to get clothing processed and listed quickly.
So I go to the art sale flea market or whatever. I come home and I put the bags in front of me while I'm watching television. I take off all of the price tags and I put them in storage bins based on like all women's clothes or all women's bottoms or all men's sweaters go together in different totes. And then they go into a space ready for the photographer. He picks them up, he dresses the mannequin, he takes the pictures, he brings it back, he sends me the link, I give it to the lister takes it, the lister lists them, I preview all the listings and set the price, and then they go back into the basement into storage.
Our process is everything sits in the trunk of the car after sourcing until Keith washes and dries it. And I've been asked before if we go to a laundromat or do it here. It depends on how much we source. If it's a handful, you can do it in the basement. Usually he takes to the laundromat because they have this big, we could source like 300 items and he can do 2 washers and dryers with, because they're giant. They come home, And then from there, I actually pre-sort into meh. No one cares about this. It's filler and bread and butter. And ooh, I need to show this in a haul. So when they first come home from the laundromat with Keith, they get sorted into desk piles, jeans, shorts, men's shirts, women's shirts, ties, whatever. All of our plush gets steamed, and I have a giant refrigerator box out. We have a Victorian house, so it has like a lot of really weird small rooms and hallways. What? What's going on? I think we lost Colleen, so she will have to use the link to get back in. Can you,
I'm still here, sir.
She's still here. Well, you lost your camera then, maybe. No, she's there.
Yeah. I just had to move myself for a minute.
Oh, okay. Keith's looking at me, and I'm like, what's going on? So, in one of the weird hallways, if you guys are familiar with any kind of Victorian homes in, New England, they're weird. There's weird rooms and hallways and secret places. So I have a refrigerator box where all my steamed plush goes, and I fill that thing up all summer from church sales, yard sales, huge lots of plush that I can work off over the winter. Anyway, it gets washed, dried, sorted into what it is that's not going in a haul video. After a haul video, it gets sorted into those piles. And then we just work from them, and I actually legitimately have an item a day that I will photograph. Each day I photograph something different. Women's shirts, plush, jeans. I work on a timer. I have at any given time 50 to 100 extra photos in my computer, and I work on first in, first out. So if I'm taking photos this week, that's stuff that may not be listed for 2 or 3 weeks because I'm working through the other photos. And I pay my son to take extra photos. And I do that because there are sometimes days where my back is really, really bad and I just cannot take photos. I just cannot do it. And then I have extra photos. And for the weekends, if I want to list extra. That makes it sound really hard. It's not. It's just basically sort your stuff, all the likes together, and work on one thing a day. That's the best, fastest way to do it, right? She's still... Okay, I'll keep talking. Can I do a store review? Store reviews are something that I'm going to be looking into doing come the fall for people. It's not something I have the time for right now. I actually am still working on messages that came in while I was at Open, and that was 2 weeks ago. I had a ton of email and Instagram. So I should say that too. If you had sent me an email or a message in the last 2 or 3 weeks, I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to work first in. So I went all the way back to the people that messaged me first, and I'm going through those in order. Unless I see if 10 people ask the same question, which can happen, then I'll answer all 10. I'll copy paste all 10 people. So maybe some people got answered sooner than others. But I am working through everything. And we'll wait until Colleen comes back, and I'll just keep talking until then.
I'm here.
Okay. I want to look through the thing and make sure we didn't miss any questions. I got the store review. In fact, I don't know. Should I put a little teaser out, Colleen, for my viewers? What do you think?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Store reviews and stuff like that.
Oh, are you going to do that?
Yeah, I'm actually looking into starting them in the fall. They will be paid, obviously, because I don't have time for them as it is. So if I'm going to give up time. But I did allude in my Facebook group that I'd be giving away some prizes at 5,000 subscribers.
Oh.
So might be a store review being given away, or closet, whichever you guys would prefer. I'm not the Posh Boss, but I did learn everything I know from her. You know, and everything we know about eBay, we pretty much learned from Casey, right?
Right.
He's the man. I learned a lot from Megan Mulwiney, too. I wish she would be on YouTube more. I know she's so busy with her kids and everything.
Yeah.
But I learned, when I first started, I'll tell you guys this, and, did you know a lot about shipping when you first started?
No, I watched a lot of YouTube videos on it, recently. I didn't even know about, a priority padded flat rate when I first started. They didn't even have that when I first started. I was selling concert tickets, and I was mailing them in an envelope with stamps on them. Dead serious.
That's
That's
funny.
how long ago it was.
How'd you get concert tickets cheap enough to flip them?
I would buy like concert tickets when they went right on sale, and they sold out in like 5 minutes, and then the value would go up a lot.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Bye, Robert. Thanks for stopping in. I know you just got back from your haul in Vegas at the Benz. Go sort them plushies. Well, when we first started, we didn't know about padded flats either, and we sold one pair of pants in the very beginning that cost like $10 to ship because we didn't know what the heck we were doing. We sent them in a box. So then we pulled all the pants out of our store and said we would never sell pants anymore, ever again. Fast forward, here I am. Jeans are my favorite thing to flip, but I learned from Megan about the padded flats.
Yeah. But I use pirate ship a lot to save a lot of money. So today I was mailing something to Canada, and the price on eBay was $15, and the price on pirate ship was $9.
Yeah, so we don't really use pirate ship a lot because for first class clothing and plush, it's really not going to save you. But we have used it when we needed to. Poshmark is great when it comes to shipping, absolutely, because they pay unless you want to offer a free or. Robert, do take some video of your plushies and sorting them, and feel free to put them in the group. Just tag me in your post so my mods know you have permission to do that and they don't delete you. All right, so we're about an hour. Colleen, did you have anything else, wise words you'd like to say to the folks of YouTube? I turn it off back here, too.
Keep listing because Q4 is coming and it gets crazy. And then you don't have as much time to list because you're shipping and like it takes time from listing away. So I'm really focusing right now in the summer months and the slowdown on listing a lot so that I'm ready for Q4.
Very good advice. I would like to say that is probably the best advice we've heard all night. It's August. People are like, Q4. It will be here before you know it. And if you haven't been through a Q4 yet, you barely have time to see straight and do your shipping every day. If you're prepared. So get prepared. List every day. Double your listings between now and October 1st, and you guys will have the best Q4 you've ever had.
And one more thing, if you need United States Postal Service packing equipment like padded flat rates and regional boxes or whatever kind of boxes you use, you should order them and stock up now. Like every few days I'm ordering tons of them. And then the next day, because you can only order so many at a time because in the Christmas season, they're backed up like 3-4 weeks. And if you run out of padded flat rates, you can't get them.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We over order all of our postal supplies, and then if you don't use them all in Q4, you'll find that you use a lot, and it's better to have more than you need than, like she said, to run out and not be able to get them. But if you use polymailers or tissue paper or plain boxes, anything that you pay for that you need to order those now too. Get overstocked, because at the end of Q4, if you have extras, you can live off of those while you're making less money and not putting as much money out into supplies when sales go back through that plummet. It takes until about February, I think, to slow down because people are spending gift cards and gift money. Would you say it's about February?
I don't think it really slowed down because like maybe March or April for me, because I just think that February had Valentine's Day and a lot of people were buying for that, and then people were getting their tax refund checks, and I had somebody on April 1st, which I thought was an April Fool's joke, come to my store because she was buying an auction. Like I had some 99-cent auctions, and she found my store. She bought like over $1,500 worth of stuff. I had to ship 4 different boxes to her because of all the stuff that she bought. I called eBay and told them it's an April Fool's joke and someone is out to get me, and it was real. The lady bought all of it.
That's awesome. You called eBay. They're out to get me. I think I noticed it slows down kind of like in February, but I will say that I think March is the best month for used clothing. I don't know why, if it's tax returns, people are finally treating themselves to brands they normally can't afford, so they're buying them used. But I noticed that in March we always have an influx in clothing that sells, and then in August it's plush. So there's ups and downs all year for everything, and that's why everyone should diversify. You should have hard goods, soft goods, clothing, video games, electronics, plush, shoes. Yes, even shoes. I do shoes now. Um, but yeah, you should have a little bit of everything. So when clothes are slow, maybe your shoes are selling. When shoes are slow, maybe your video games are selling. But yeah, everybody needs to be getting ready for Q4. So I have in the description box down below. I feel like I always want to lean towards the mic when I get towards the end, and I want to do my car salesman spiel. I feel like I'm on a podcast.
I guess I need that kind of microphone.
Yeah, this is the exact same one Casey uses, which is probably why I get a little snooty with people when they say they can't hear me. I'm like, there's no way you can't hear me. I have a very expensive, nice Rockstar microphone. And I actually record things at high volume because I know that I tend to be quiet sometimes. But yes, this is a good one. This is actually the link to buy this if you're a YouTuber and would want to upgrade. The link to this, our affiliate link on Amazon, is in the description box down below. If you want to purchase it and use that link, it would help us out. We get a couple pennies in commission. Also down,
People are liking my Instagram.
Yes, I did link Colleen's Instagram down below. I don't know if you want your store shared.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
If you guys want her store or her Poshmark closet, she is in our Facebook group, and we do share threads all week with our eBay stores and our Posh Closets. So join the Facebook group. Link to that is in there too. Reseller, Flippin' Hippos reseller pod. I saw Chad come in. Did you see? Oh, you don't have the chat. You don't have the chat up. Say hi to Chad.
Hello, Chad Brad.
Chad Brad's in the house. That's what he wrote. But do follow Colleen on Instagram. She may not be on YouTube yet. We are trying to get her there. But she does give out a lot of really valuable advice and information for other resellers on her Instagram. So I would advise you to follow that. Join the Facebook group. You can participate in the Posh and the eBay sharing and the other social media with her in our daily threads. Like the video before you leave. It does help the channel. It will help this video be seen by more people. And more people need to see Colleen and hear her wonderful advice. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Flippin' Hippos across the board on all social media. Do you have anything else you'd like to add, Colleen, before we take off?
Please have your hippo spayed and neutered.
Please have your hippo spayed and neutered. That's the best thing I've ever heard.
And all other animals, por favor.
And if you're going to get an animal, go to a shelter. Get a rescue pet.
Yeah.
Get a rescue pet. Go to no-kill shelters.
Adopt, don't shop.
All right, guys. Go be productive. Go make some money. Go get some work done. I'll be back tomorrow with a plush haul live. I'm not sure what time yet. 1 o'clock. If I don't make it by 1, it's usually around 4 or 4:30. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Go be productive. I did need to thank you guys. So thank you so much for coming in today, participating in the chat, watching the interview. Without your guys' continued support and your continued attendance in the live shows and your participation in the chats, there would be no Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. So we do appreciate you guys, each and every one of you. We do love you. Have a good night.